The question was asked that I think many of us can relate to. What do you do when you have someone in your life that you can't get rid of? You're either married to them, you're either related to them, they might be part of your spouse's family, but they're part of your life. They're going to be part of your life, and they cause you pain pretty consistently. What do you do? The guides give us a wonderful answer. Stay tuned.
Amy, that's a beautiful question. And I think it's something that's near and dear to all of our hearts because most of us that are on here have a belief in the law of attraction. We understand that we create our own life, our own world. And so we say to ourselves, how the hell did I create? I have a sister in law who's just, she's evil. She's horrible. She's so mean. She's the meanest person I've ever met. She's just terrible. And I'm like, and she thinks I'm horrible. She hates my guts. God bless. So it's like, why? Why do I need that? Why do I need that? Well, you know what? Every every time I think about that woman, I have an opportunity to see the perfection. Now, in seeing the perfection, it doesn't mean I'm saying I don't get to hate her. I do. For the first time in my life, Amy, I allow myself, if I want to fucking hate somebody, I hate them. And it's not, I don't judge myself about it. I get to honor my human feelings because she is unpleasant. The comments that she makes are hateful. It is, and I can name all that stuff. I don't have to think that all that crap is good. You don't have to think all the shit that people throw at you is reasonable. And nobody, God included, is asking you to not have boundaries, to not, no one's asking you to not protect yourself from people. No one's asking you that. So you get the beautiful practice. How do we as humans alchemize energy? So when you have an experience, when I have an experience with my sister-in-law, when any of us have an experience, we another great deception is we've been taught we need to release this. Oh, I got angry. I need to release my anger. No, you want to alchemize your anger because all energy is. And so if you feel the anger and then release it and put it out into the universe, some poor sap coming up behind you is just going to get that energy. The energy of anger is still there. But what we have the beautiful, glorious ability to do that I am just figuring out is we have the ability to alchemize that energy, to transform that energy. So, how do we do it? We be in this body, we hold our humanity in love and acceptance. If our inner child's feelings got hurt, we talk to that inner child and we tell her she's loved. And we say things like, I will say to my inner child, that was really rotten of them, wasn't it? That really, really hurt our feelings, didn't it? That felt terrible. She's so friggin' hateful. And so remember, your inner child is your emotions. Your inner child is your emotions. So you let the emotion, you don't try to subdue it. You let it just be felt while you sink and you breathe into your higher self and you hold yourself in love. You let yourself, just like you were holding a dear friend, you let yourself be as pissed off. You let yourself be as hurt. You comfort yourself. You let yourself express however you need to. I needed to confront that. I needed to. If I had put myself to bed, I would have been holding all of that. When I went down and I just told her that was wrong, I stood up for myself. I got to be who I am. And it was like, hey, I slept like a friggin' baby. It was over because I let myself express while I loved myself, while the divine part of me sees, and here's the key, my darling girl, this is the key. We can find our way to seeing the perfection. When we can look and we see an atrocity in our world, we happen onto the news and we hear about an awful thing, something that would trigger all of our bad feelings. Oh my God, that's just the worst thing in the world to have happen to some poor person. When we can let the humanity in us feel whatever they need to feel, breathe into it, and then be in the energy of being able to say to yourself, every single person on this planet is exactly where they're supposed to be, doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. The rapists, the murderers, the child abusers, they all have a plan. They all have a plan. And when we can look at that and we can shine not the human feelings of judgment, when we can find our way to the true understanding of the perfection. This is how we are expanding our universe. This is how we are expanding God. Every time we have an experience of challenge and we find our way to love, we are alchemizing that energy. And they show me in my mind, oh my God, I see this huge ball of white light that is surrounded by darkness. And the center of that white light is God. And we are on that edge with our hearts facing the darkness and the rest of us supported by the light. And we move forward with our heart. And when we bring the power of the Creator and the power of our connection to Mother Earth together in our heart, and we just hold it with trust and faith and knowing that everything is working out for the highest good, then you can look at those pains in the ass that you have to deal with. And you can say things to yourself that are comforting, like, well, I got some more practice today. you know? And I, like with my sister-in-law, I know she's broken. She's broken. She's so disconnected from her higher self. She can't find love. There is a huge part of me that could cry over her. But does she still piss me off? Yes. And do I still get to have that feeling? Yes. And so that is how we navigate. We do create our own life. And when my guide said to me, when I said, how long am I going to have to deal with her being so rotten? Until you don't need to any longer, they said. Until you don't need to any longer. I still, it's still a process. But now I see it. Now I see it. There's almost a little part of me, and I have to work at this, you guys. I have to work at this. But occasionally there's that little part of me that goes, oh my God, here we go. I've got an opportunity. I've got an opportunity to expand. So I've got to do the work. And the work is let myself feel everything I need to feel, love myself completely while I feel it, then find that fifth dimension perspective of the perfection and breathe that right into your heart center. Just breathe. And you can ask your angels, help me to see the perfection of this. Help me to know. Help me to have the divine response as often as I possibly can. But help me to love myself as a human and maybe even love that other person as a human with all the shit, with all their programming, with all their lack of learning about life and being a human and being the best versions of ourselves, because we have been brainwashed to believe we don't have any power. And we are the most powerful beings. We have the ability to transmute darkness to light within our own hearts. And that's what the object of the game is. Why we came forward is to expand and to experience. And if we wanted it to be all perfect all the time, we would have stayed on the other side. We knew it was going to be hard. We knew it was going to be challenging. So that was a wonderful question. Did that help?